What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm here today to preview Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, Assassin's Creed Origins comes out on October 27th on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So this is the newest installment in the Assassin's Creed franchise, and one that I'm very excited about, and one that I'm hoping is really going to be good. Now, I have a long history with Assassin's Creed, going back to the very first one. I played the first one close to when it came out, actually, and I followed the series ever since then, up until around Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I actually really enjoyed the first one, and I loved the second one. I loved Brotherhood, and I really liked Revelations. I think I had the same kind of experience a lot of people had, where 2 and Brotherhood were about as good as it got, and those 2 games are truly elite games where they're like absolutely fantastic. Revelations I thought was better than what I think some people gave it credit for, and then Assassin's Creed 3 I really thought could be this insane spectacle of what Ubisoft could do with Assassin's Creed, and it failed so bad for me personally. I absolutely despised the game. I think I am in the minority in that. I think a lot of people thought it was an okay game, definitely not as good as the past games. I thought it was just god-awful. I hated it. I don't think it did the American Revolution well at all and put you as Connor, the most unlikable protagonist in the Assassin's Creed franchise. I don't think it did well with him at all. So that really was a deterrent for me. Black Flag was okay. I didn't really play it that much. I liked the ship combat. Obviously, that has now become Skull and Bones. But overall, Black Flag did almost nothing for me, and it just kept getting worse with Syndicate and Unity and Syndicate. So, I had jumped off. And Origins looks like the spot to jump back on. This game looks very promising. I'm very excited, and I hope that this game can be something special. They obviously stopped with their annualization of Assassin's Creed, a thing that we've talked about on the channel. Is it a good thing when games annualize or not annualize? I think in this case it was good for Ubisoft to just give the studio time to make this game. I think with the proper time, you have the ability to make something actually good and to experiment and to try different things. The thing with Assassin's Creed is it just got old. Plain and simple, it just got old and repetitive. There's nothing new being added. And now that we finally got a little bit of a break from it, and they're going back to their roots, right? This is in ancient Egypt. He is the first assassin. It is talking about the origin stories of the assassins versus the Templars. You got Cleopatra, you got Julius Caesar, you have a lot of things to work with in this game. Some iconic figures in history, an iconic location in ancient Egypt, a new assassin that looks somewhat, he looks good, he looks decent in Bayek, and overall a game that looks like it got fully made, right, fully realized. No matter how good or bad this game is, you can at least rest assured that they tried and they did something different. The combat is fully new, and I like it. I mean, I actually never didn't like the Assassin's Creed combat. I thought, what people would always say about it, the whole one person would wait for the next person to attack, and it was like that. And, I think like the Batman games and Middle-earth games do it really well. Assassin's Creed, I never really had a problem with it, but in this game, the combat is completely redone. The game, in a lot of ways, reminds me, and Tyler, I'm sure he could say it as well, it reminds us a lot of The Witcher. I mean, the combat looks straight from The Witcher. The combat is very Witchery, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think it's going to be different. It may be a little odd, and maybe the controls won't be the greatest at first, but I hope and I have a feeling that we'll get used to it. I think this is the new way. They've talked about where you can injure body parts on the people, where you're not just going to hit them. You can maybe miss an attack entirely, but everything looks, new. The climbing has always kind of gone through minor changes, but the climbing has changed. How you fight has changed. How the game works, the eagle vision has changed. So this game is fully different. They added an arena combat, which is going to be kind of like wave-based enemies, and there's going to be bosses in this game. It's going to be connected to the single player, but also have its own side thing. Like, it's just its own thing to do, as well as what we found out to be this like discovery mode, where you can kind of just walk around Egypt and learn about it. without any objectives, without any fighting. I think that is really, really cool, because if there's one thing Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed has ever done right, is nail the atmosphere of whatever time and location they're covering. While I didn't like what they did with the American Revolution, they definitely covered it well. And, they've done it before with Italy, and they've done it, they do it every single time. I don't think that's ever been the problem. And I don't think it will be this time. I mean, Egypt looks good. Everything looks good. I like the location. They have a chance with new characters, with kind of a new plot, with going back to literally the origins, telling it all from the beginning, how it all started. They have a chance to redeem themselves. And honestly, they better. This game better be good, and it better, I mean, whether or not it sells, I don't care. I want it to be a good game, because people were tired of Assassin's Creed. I was tired of Assassin's Creed. And you could tell to the point where when Syndicate came out, no one was talking about it. It was nothing, because it had just overstayed its welcome. It was just like a game that came out, and people were like, yeah, Syndicate's kind of cool. Like, it's not bad, it's not great, but it's decent, and it's out, by the way. And people didn't care. And I think that obviously led them to say, all right, we need to fix things. And hopefully that message went through them enough to really make an impact on this game. So I'm very excited for it. I'm getting it day one. I want to support it. I want to like it. I'm going into it for the first time in a long time, hoping that it's good. I think I've had a very negative feel towards Assassin's Creed ever since 3. I mean, I got 3 and I wanted it to be good, and then I thought it was a disaster. And then every iteration afterwards, even if I didn't buy them, I was just expecting it to be bad. This one, I have a different mindset. I want it to be good, and I'm hoping that it can redeem itself. They have a lot of new things going on. It should be a new game. It shouldn't even be Assassin's Creed, to be honest. Like, when I play this, it needs to feel new, for even more of the reason that if they annualize it again, or if they keep going, this is going to be the base structure that they work with for any of the future Assassin's Creed titles in the foreseeable future until they take another break. So if there's something broken or really, really wrong with how they made this game, that's probably going to continue in future Assassin's Creed games unless they take another long break. So that's a problem. So we better hope and pray that that's not the case in Assassin's Creed Origins. So that's what I think. We're going to have loads of content on the channel of Assassin's Creed Origins. Let me know what you guys think of Origins, as well as the Assassin's Creed franchise in general, in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now, like and share the video, and I will see you guys on the next game preview.